What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. This is the season finale for Power Book 4, Force. Now we know the war is about to begin. We got to choose sides. We don't know who's going to win this, but of course we're rocking with Tommy and he should be able to make it through. Last week we seen D-Mac actually get shot up and Tommy's out trying to figure out who did that, along with handling a war with the Flynn family. Now before we jump into this, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you'll be a part of it. Hit the subscribe button, turn your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now we know JP is in the hospital with his son this episode. We seen the exclusive clip. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you think that JP is going to get out there in these streets, or is Tommy going to have to handle that? So let's jump into it and see what this finale has for us. This is the season finale for Power Book 4, Force. The first thing we see is Tommy talking to Vic. Now, of course, Tommy wants to know, hey, did you put that hit out on me? Because there's an innocent kid that's in the hospital. Now, we don't know who did the drive-by and actually shot up D-Mac and Tommy. But Vic is saying he didn't have nothing to do with it. And Tommy is also saying, I didn't have anything to do with Claudia. But what he's trying to tell Vic is, are you really prepared to go to war? Because there's no turning back once we get this started. And Vic, he said, yeah, he's ready. And the four horsemen, what are they here to do? They are here to help the Flynn family. And we see that they got a whole arsenal. Now, Tommy is doing the same thing. He's with Mirkovich, and we're using the STARZ army to have our power in the streets. Now, he wants Mirkovich to find out who put the hit on him, but he also wants to know that all of his soldiers, they need to understand that Tommy is running this. And Mirkovich says, do what Tommy says, but if Tommy crosses him, kill him. So Tommy's going to have to watch his back also with these Serbs. We've seen Diamond has really been opening up to our reporter friend. Now, I still don't feel that we can trust her, even though it does seem like she is becoming more loyal towards him. Now, he told her last week that there's some people that he can't trust, and being the man that he is with his past, it's hard to go forward and be able to make that difference. Now, we see that Adrian, she's really supportive and she's, trying to hear him out. Now, he gets a call from Jenard, and Jenard's like, where you at? He's like, I'm at the barbershop. He said, all right, I need to pull up on you. Now, you remember, he heard Jenard talking to Blackston, talking about we got to get rid of Diamond out of CBI. So once he gets off the phone with Jenard, he tells Adrian, hey, we got to go, because he thinks this might be the time that Jenard is trying to take him out the game. And Diamond was right. He knew to get up out that barbershop. So he's grabbing his gun. She's talking about what's going on? Where are we going? If anyone's grabbing their gun and telling you that we need to leave, you need to just shut up and leave. So he hops up in the truck, and Blackston and some boys, they pulled up in the all black SUV, hopped out, kicked the door in. But of course, Diamond wasn't in there, so he had to drive off. So Diamond knew that this may have been the moment that his brother was trying to get him. We have a war going on outside. Now we see Vic and a couple of the people from the motherland. They having a good old time. They drinking, they drank, they partying. Now, he does ask Vic, one of the horsemen said, who is this guy? For your dad to call in the four horsemen, it has to be something pretty serious for us to come all the way over here to have to take some things out. And Vic, he's not really trying to hear it because, of course, I told you guys, he's been running off of pure emotion. But it has to be serious. And Vic says, don't worry about it. Once we get rid of Tommy Egan, everything will be all right. Like I said, it's a war going on and y'all in here partying and drinking. One of the horsemen gets caught up with this young blonde woman. She takes him out back into an alley. Now, you never go into an alley. That's always rule number one. And number two, you don't ever trust a big button to smile. Well, he goes out here and he's getting his service in. And guess what? Tommy creeps up. One horseman down, 3 to go. Now, Vic, he comes out. Walter, he shows up and he says, that's it. I'm in charge, because they've been running around and just acting like nothing is happening out here. Claudia does get a text message from Tommy, though, and she's like, Dad, I got a way that I can get in, basically saying we could set Tommy up. But Walter doesn't want to hear that because one of the horsemen are dead. He's going to have to answer for that. And Tommy is still on the loose. JP is in the hospital with Darnell, his son, and he's finally talking to him. Now, Darnell, when he wakes up, he sees him, calls him a fake ass nigga. Like, damn. But JP, he's there for his son. Even though he didn't recognize him outside the club from him shooting it up, he's still there for his son. Now they're talking, and this is good that they're starting to form that relationship. Tommy shows up, and this is an exclusive clip that we got this week. And JP's upset that Tommy is here. Even though Tommy never told JP that he knew his son, he was eventually going to do it. And that's when we seen D-Mac getting shot. But JP, he wants to know who did this and how are we going to get him off the streets. So of course we know that Tommy, he has a lot on his plate, but this is also something that he wants to do, is take care of his family, because all of his family, the St. Patrick's, they pretty much flipped on him. The title of this episode is called Family Business. Jenard's trying to get in touch with Blackson because he want to know if the hit went through. But of course, he can't get through because Diamond has him tied up in some kind of warehouse. I'm talking about whooping on him. But he wants to find out who sent that hit at the barbershop. Now, Blackson, he ain't giving in at first. But when you get hit with that bat a couple of times, it'll make you change up quick. And he finally admits that it was Jenard. But he's saying Jenard always felt that you were soft. And even Diamond knows that's on him. He should have known things were going to change up. But Blackson said, you got soft, man. You ain't the same person no more. You trying to change your life around. You weak. And Diamond, he says, okay, I'm going to show you the old me. And he puts a bullet in his head. R.I.P. to Blackson. It doesn't look like being Jenard's friend is a good investment. JP told Tommy to go to the house to get the medical records. So when he gets there, he hears somebody inside the house. So, of course, the first thing Tommy's going to do is pull his gun out. But it turns out it's his mom. Now, what she's doing is in the house and she's looking for some money inside the walls. And Tommy, he is upset that she's back. She's like, oh, well, you're alive. He said, yeah, well, I might have to get rid of you, Mom, because you are nothing but trouble. But they start talking and she finds out that she actually has a grandson. And she also finds out that her son, JP, is broke, even though she didn't believe it. Now, she's like, can I go see my grandson, Tommy? Because I always gave up on you. And Tommy's like, man, all right, look, you can go see him, but not today. I have other stuff to handle, because he's getting a phone call from Mirkovich. So now not only does Tommy have a war to worry about, he has his damn nagging ass mama in the house too. I know Tommy is upset about that. The Flynn family have a lot on their plate because the homeland, they're not happy at all about one of the horsemen being killed. Now, the head of the horsemen, he's like, yeah, man, this is all bad. But they were on the inside drinking. So now they need to come up with a plan to get Tommy out of here. And of course, Vic is taking it to another level. He's talking about, let's set up a bomb, put it in the house. But they're like, nah, that plan isn't going to work. Now, you remember Claudia got a message talking about where Tommy's going to be at. So she's saying, let's go set him up. One of my club connects gave me the information and the location. Walter says, that's what we need to do. Even though Uncle Polly says, nah, I think we need to go with what Vic wants to do, because can we really trust going to a meeting when Tommy's at a war to be worrying about moving some drugs? I don't know, but we're going to see. So right now, Walter and Claudia, they're actually on the same page. Jenard's been trying to get in touch with Blackson. Well, he doesn't get a call or a text back from him, but when he pulls up, parks the Lamborghini and hops out, his living room, it's dark. Kitchen table, Blackson's body. And now he's like, damn, they done boxed him up and sent him back to me. So it's got him thinking Diamond is on the offensive now. It's game time. Tommy is in the lab and they're prepared. That's why I said we done seen enough movies to know you never ever go off of information unless you can verify it. Now, Tommy, they were all waiting. The 4 horsemen, they come in. Well, the 3 and Vic, they show up. The first couple go through the door. They get laid out. Now we have a full out shootout. I'm talking about guns everywhere. Everyone's getting popped at. Tommy and them laying them down. Man, I don't think Vic and them ready. And we know that Walter told the horseman, you better make sure my son gets back. And right now it's looking ugly for everybody that's not on Tommy's side. Y'all went in there and y'all got whooped. Didn't stand a chance. Now the horseman talking about, Vic, we need to get on out of here, Prince. They get back to the house. And of course, Walter is upset. He's going in on them. But I told you guys, can you really use this information when you're at war unless you go and confirm it yourself? Now, Vic is saying whatever you're into it with Tommy, Claudia, you're messing up my side of the business. You just got played. And Tommy, on top of that, he sent the text message with a dead body talking about I'm 3-0 right now. Tommy is getting disrespectful, but all he's doing is defending himself. Tommy pulls up to the warehouse. Of course, Liliana and the doc is in there. They had to change locations because they knew that Vic and they were coming. So they're scared, but Tommy's like, don't worry about it. You guys are good. Doc, I need you to get this warehouse up and running so we can get these drugs back on the street so we can make some money. But then he explains to Liliana that drive-by on me, it had to be a street style because We just went to it with these horsemen and they're military minded. So he's letting them know that, hey, it's about to get real out in these streets, but we need to be prepared because we don't know who's all after us. But we know that there's multiple people coming after us, and we can't trust the Serbs after what happened tonight. So now Tommy leaves, and Liliana is basically telling the doctor, hey, look, you need to get out of here because it's about to get scary in these streets, and you're really like the odd person out. JP's family, I'm a soldier. I'm built for this life. So she's telling the doc, here's some money. Get up out of here. It's best to leave right now because once you get in it, it ain't no coming back. Claudia, the businesswoman. Now she's over here with the head horseman, one of the only ones that's left. And she's introducing Dahlia to him. Now he tries it. He's like, oh, man. And she's saying, look, if you can get me into it with the head dog over in Ireland, then I'll make you a rich man. Now he hits it and he's like, ooh, this is the future. So she's over here. She's making it happen. She's trying to make a name for herself outside of the family. So he's like, all right, cool. That works. Now that Dahlia got him feeling a little right. He trying to get a kiss. She's like, hey, back up. You ain't my type. But I can get in touch with Tommy Egan. So this guy, he's looking at it as a business opportunity also, especially since it ain't the Four Horsemen anymore. It's him and whoever else is standing. You need a new profession, and it might be the dope game. Would you look at that? Claudia is putting in works. Now we know Dr. Williams, she's about to try to leave. Got to get up out of here, especially once Liliana gave you that word. Now when she goes outside, she hops in the car and guess who's in there? It's Claudia. Now she's like, oh, well, I don't want any problems. Liliana told me to leave. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. You tell me what I need to know, Tommy's weaknesses and where I can find them, and we'll let you go. So Dr. Williams is going to be the one that flips. And Liliana said, once you in it, you in it. Tommy and Kate show up to the hospital. Now she finally gets to see her son, JP. And he's hugging on her because he always wanted to have his mom in his life, or at least get to know her and why she left. Now, we got to remember, D-Mac is in the hospital. Tommy was supposed to get the documents, but that old white lady, she distracted him. So D-Mac, she looks over and like, well, he doesn't look nothing like me. Well, maybe a little bit. But now we need to get down to business. And Tommy's asking D-Mac who else knew about the accounting room. And he's saying maybe Marshall. And he's explaining that Jenard was paying him. So Tommy's hearing this and he's saying 1 + 1 is 2. If the hit was from CBI, that means Diamond isn't in charge anymore. So now he knows Jenard's been trying to kill him. But we know that since the beginning of time. Just like Tommy getting attacked from all sides, the same is going on with Jenard. So he's trying to make a deal with the Serbs. He goes over there. He's like, look, I'll give you back the pipeline that's worth more than any money that Tommy's gave you, plus some interest, if you help me out against Tommy and my brother. So what Jenard's plan is, he's going to go to Walter and see if he can squash the beef between Walter and the Serbs, and then have the Serbs, Mirkovic, turn his back on Tommy's deal to help him take out Tommy. So if this all works for Jenard, then it's a win-win for him. But the only thing is, Mirkovic says, I don't get in family business. So any issues you have with your brother Diamond, you're going to have to handle that on your own. But if you can squash the beef with the Flynns for me, okay, we'll help you with take out Tommy. Jenard shows up to the Flynn's house and he's trying to get this deal going with the Serbs and with the Flynns so they can all take out Tommy. Now, of course, Walter, he never wanted to partner with CBI. You remember the meeting that they had with Diamond, Tommy, and Vic, and he basically blew it all up. So now Jenard is saying, look, CBI, I got that under control, but we need to squash the beef. And if we all take out Tommy, we can go forward and all get money. Now, Vic doesn't want to do this because that was his original plan and his dad didn't want to do it. But Walter finally came around and he's thinking, we've been losing men with these horsemen. If we stop the beef with the Serbs, we can all get some money. And plus, I never had an issue with Jenard. My beef was with Diamond. So let's go ahead and do that. This is going to work out for them if they can all come together. But you got to see what Diamond is about to do since he knows his brother is after him also. Tommy and Diamond, they link up. Now, of course, Diamond, he had to get some people that he could actually trust outside of CBI. Now, Tommy, he comes and puts the play together, and he's letting Diamond know what's going on in the streets. He's got the Serbs on his side, but he also has a problem with the Flynns. We know that Diamond, he doesn't see eye to eye with Walter either, but he knows that his brother made a move on him. We had to take out Blackson. We got that out the way, and he's saying that's probably who came after you, Tommy. So right now, Tommy needs someone he can trust, and Diamond, he's going to need some backing also, so they're teaming up. But Tommy lets him know, taking out your brother, that's something that's going to be weighing in on your heart a lot. So if you need help with it, let me know. But Diamond's like, nah, don't worry about that right now. But let's just get focused and see what we can do in these streets. JP goes back to the house to get the medical records for D-Mac, but then he starts looking at a picture that Darnell always had that was JP and D-Mac when he was younger on his shoulders. But then it sounds like somebody's trying to break in the house, and we hear like a little stabbing, and then the picture drops on the floor. Tommy gets back to the warehouse and he's looking for the doc, but we know Liliana gave her some money to leave, but she actually got caught up by Claudia before she left. Now, they done kidnapped JP, and they all on the FaceTime telling Tommy, look, you done messed up. You going against the Flynns. You going against Jenard. So we got your brother. In exchange for his life, we want yours. So now Tommy is upset. The Flynns, they got what they want out of this. And now they're just waiting for Tommy to show up because we're about to meet him a little bit later on. Now, what do we see? Claudia and Jenard, they talk a little bit. And now she's telling him, I'll give you a direct supply from my chemist, the doctor, to Dahlia, because this is my product. In return, you give me any information about my dad. Now, Jenard says he doesn't believe that Tommy had anything to do with the Gloria hit. That hit came because Walter killed 3 of the Serbs. You remember he went into the little bar, shot all 3 of them. So now Claudia and Jenard, they got them a little deal on the side too. So everyone's going behind everyone's back this episode. There's only 3 of us left. Diamond, Liliana, Tommy. Now, they're coming up with a plan. Diamond is saying, look, we used to play hide and go seek here. No one's going to be able to hear the gunshots. But as soon as they see you, Tommy, they're going to kill you. But if they don't see you, then they'll kill JP. So right now they're trying to figure out how they're going to make this happen. And you hear Tommy say, we're going to give them exactly what they want. So it's just us 3. But Tommy says he's not worried about the numbers because, you know, they're going to put together some kind of plan. And you got to remember, it's Jenard and Vic on the other side. These 2 knuckleheads, the first time we seen them, messed up the deal that they had in the beginning of the season. So we're going to see how this plays out with these 2 on the same side versus Tommy and Diamond. We all knew Tommy had a plan. So the plan is to give them exactly what they want, Tommy Egan. So they make it seem like Diamond caught Tommy trying to leave. And what he's doing is he's holding him captive. Tommy also has a gun behind his back. But he's saying, look, Walter, I'll give you Tommy. You give me Jenard. But he also tells CBI that once the truth comes out, we're all about to split up. Now they're looking at Jenard like, you're trying to take over CBI? We thought we were doing something getting Tommy Egan. So now everyone's starting to flip on each other because it's just a lot of commotion. But then they get the bucking and the war has begun. Vic goes after Tommy. He comes around the corner. Tommy's gun, he done ran out. So they get to hand combat. And of course, Vic can't really fight. And you don't want to go toe to toe with Tommy. And Liliana, she back there. She got that thing on her too. She's hitting the horseman. Pat, pat, pat. He talking about, it's a shooter back there. Well, obviously, man, you should have been shooting back. Diamond goes after his brother Jenard. And he's telling him it didn't have to be this way. You hear Jenard talking about, pull the trigger, man. Kill me. Diamond ends up shooting. And I'm like, man, I don't want to see these brothers kill each other. But he missed. And what he tells him is, I put you in this even though you had a bright future ahead of you. So what we're going to do, we're going to split the territory. Everything north, I got. Everything south, you got. But we're going to go our separate ways. Because you got to understand, this is still his brother. And even though he crossed him, that's how much love he has for him. He doesn't want to see his brother dead. I'd rather see you doing your own thing than dead. I told you, going one-on-one with Tommy is never going to end up good. Tommy's whooping on him and he brings him out. Now, Walter, he sees this. He's like, Paulie, go get his brother JP. Go get him right now. Now, Liliana's getting ready to pull the trigger. And guess what? Claudia lays Liliana down. Unfortunately, she got. Liliana's over here bleeding out. And the truth is beginning to get exposed. Tommy is telling Vic, your dad is the one that put that hit on Gloria. He wanted her dead. And he's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about, Tommy? He's lying. And then Claudia comes out and she's like, no, this whole time, Dad, you've been putting us against Tommy. So now even Vic, he sees that his sister is telling the truth. So he's looking at his dad like, damn, all of this nonsense was always because of you. And this whole time, all Walter wanted was his kids to be on his side, even if that means he had to knock off people to get them to try to believe in everything that he's saying. They do an even exchange. Vic for JP. Vic puts his dad against the hood with a knife to his throat and tells him, I'm not like you. Meaning I'm not going to kill my own family members. I'm not going to lie to them for my own personal gain. So he lets his dad go. Tommy goes over to Liliana, and it turns out Claudia is the one that shot her. And Tommy says, whoever shot you, you better hope she doesn't die. But I mean, it's part of the game. We in the streets. And Liliana, she bleeds out. And Claudia says, man, we could find a way to benefit both of us. But Tommy, he don't see that, man. But just like he told Vic when Simon died, hey, he's dead. We got to go. Diamond tells him the same thing. She's gone, bro. We got to go. The war is complete. But now the feds, they are after this white guy. We don't know his name. He doesn't answer to anybody. But there was 4 Irishmen that came over here, and now they're all dead, popped up all around the city. And this white guy, he's moving around like a ghost. So now the feds in Chicago are picking up on Tommy's scent, and they're going to follow this trail. And that's what season 2 is going to bring on us. Back in New York, we got some old players, and they are starting to show the crossover between book 4 and book 2. Now, they're picking up on the trail, and there's some dead Serbs out there and some local players that are involved in it. There's the 4 Irishmen that died. You remember they were dealing with the Serbs in New York. Now she wants to get involved with this, but her boss tells her, let Chicago handle that. She's trying to link things together, people. You remember, Tommy was a big player. She was always on Tommy and James St. Patrick's trail. We see Tommy, Diamond, and JP, they pulling up for our girl Liliana. We see the Flynn siblings. They're sticking together and they're not trusting Walter. Man, everyone's going their own separate ways. We see Jenard going to the barbershop and getting everything that he has because him and his brother going separate ways. And now you see Diamond and Tommy looking at the map. And Tommy says, I want the whole fucking thing. There you go. The finale of Power Book 4, Season 1. Is this everything you guys were expecting? Let me know what you guys rate the whole season. It kind of started off a little slow to me, but overall, I give it like an 8.5 to like an 8.7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think, and what are your predictions for Season 2 of Power Book 4. I'm MoedotJ. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.